The FORREST SHERMAN is a tier 10 American destroyer, and oh my god do we have a lot to talk about here. In my opinion, which we all know is as good as the truth, she is one of the most fun ships to play in the entire game, and she has tremendous potential to carry any match she's in. Let's get the elephant out the room straight away, her torpedoes. These torpedoes are so useless that I actually forgot she had them in the first draft of this script. I mean, what the fuck are these torpedo angles? Could you blame me? Annoyingly, these torpedoes themselves are actually very good. Long range, a good amount of damage, and reasonable speed. They're just more annoying to use than the app of a high street bank. Although, getting a hit with them is incredibly satisfying because of this, and sinking a ship with them feels better than that first stretch after you wake up. And now we can get onto the part that you're waiting for, the gunpower. These guns are absolutely incredible. While she only has 3 gun barrels, which may look bad on paper, these guns have an incredible and totally historical base reload of 1.5 seconds, which you can get onto a second. Unto a second? What is this, the fucking Bible? Which you can get under a second with the right build and the right amount of luck. Her DPM with high explosive is not actually outstanding, being exactly the same as gearing, but she does have an incredible fire chance of 9%, putting her right up there as one of the best tinderboxes at tier 10. But high explosive is not why you're here. She has access to sap rounds instead of armor piercing, and this is what brings her to another level. Her 324,000 stock sap DPM is only behind Marceau and Harugumo's AP DPM in terms of destroyer damage output.
Oh, that's a lot of damage!
And sap has way better damage application against a whole host more targets than AP does. She is able to bring this DPM out to 15 kilometers with an effective build, and her turrets rotate incredibly quickly and have amazing turret angles, meaning it's easy to keep all of her guns firing. You know what else will be easy? Subscribing. Just do it.
Just do it!
Something else easy about her guns is her gun ballistics. They are very flat, very easy to aim, and very un-American, much like a salad.
This is America. Don't get you slipping now.
Her consumable loadout plays into her strengths, featuring a typical American smoke with an incredibly long duration and a very powerful hydroacoustic surge consumable, the same one found on the Friesen, that enables her to spot ships out to 5 kilometers. Her long-lasting smokescreen enables her to sit unspotted and farm incredible amounts of damage on targets, but is also great combined with her hydro for cap control. Knowing a Sherman could be at a smokescreen with her hydro running really makes enemy destroyers think before they push her, as they know her sap DPM can very quickly send them back to port if they get spotted. However, of course, she has downsides. Radar is a hard counter, naturally, and although Sherman has a huge health pool, she is absolutely massive and entirely unarmoured. She is also the slowest tier 10 destroyer by far, and she doesn't have access to any form of speed boost to help with this. This means you're a sitting duck if you let yourself get caught out on a flank. You're not fast enough to run away, and you're too big to be able to effectively dupe shots. Her concealment is okay for a gunboat, albeit worse than Harugumo, which is probably Sherman's closest comparison. However, Sherman has a considerably better turning circle than Harugumo, meaning it's easier for Sherman to negotiate cap circles.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
And her own smokescreen, albeit her chungus size doesn't make this a trivial feat. Sitting in a smokescreen at her max range farming battleships may get you a lot of damage, but it's entirely missing the point of what this ship is good at. You need to be able to recognise when to push with your team, using your utility and raw firepower to absolutely Will Smith any enemy destroyers. And harass battleships and cruisers, controlling capture points for your team. But you also need to recognise when you're losing a flank to ensure you don't get caught overextended, as you will find it incredibly difficult to pull back without losing most, if not all, of your health. Sherman has a low skill floor, but a high skill ceiling, and I believe she'd be a brilliant addition to your port. I'd like to start a new segment where I actually rate the ships, shocking and groundbreaking, I know, and put them in a tier list because I'm a shameless sheep. This is based on their performance at their tier and against their contemporaries, the value for money they represent, and pretty much just my opinion, so take it with a McDonald's load of salt. In my opinion, Sherman belongs at high tier. She's a very, very strong ship and has a huge potential to change the course of a match if her captain is good, but she definitely has her weaknesses that stop her from becoming overpowered and broken. If you'd like a captain build and equipment loadout for this ship, go for something like this. This is taken from the fantastic World of Warships Captain's Guide Google Doc, which is an amazing resource for all your ship build needs. I'll put a link to it down in the description. As always, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. It's cliche and annoying, I know, but it really does help boost the reach of my videos, and I really appreciate it. The support is always amazing. Let me know in the comments what ship you'd like to see next. Now go out there and liberate enemy destroyers.